All right, Nathan, what are we doing today?
All right, we're finally going to let you guys in on a little secret on what we're doing with the XE and what engine is going in it.
Yes, today is the day that we find out what the donor vehicle is and potentially put the donor vehicle engine in its new home for the first time.
Because Jason express shipped me out the LS conversion. Oh.
Well, more on that later. We're going to get to that. But before we get to that, Nathan, what have we done? Where are we at? You've been working late nights again.
Okay.
What have we done?
So where we're at is I finally put all the suspension in. I got the King springs. So springs are in, all the saddles are in. I cleaned up the brake lines, put the brake lines back in. I have put our fuel line in. So the factory fuel line, which is huge, which I just realized is steel and E85 probably isn't gonna like that. I put that back in, it's all cleaned up. I ended up just, I really wanted to like re-zinc all these lines and that, but there's just no time. So I ended up just cleaning them with like sandpaper and clear coating them so they don't rust. So I think it'll do the job. Put the brake lines back in. I got new clips for them as well.
Looks very swanky, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, after working on the XY, I've learned, you know, when we work on a lot of these cars, I learned that you can buy these things new. So I got new clips.
Yeah, they look good. Make a big difference actually.
It does. So yeah, that's what I've done. The petrol tank, I went and just got bolts then so we can bolt the petrol tank back up. Now we can rip the Isuzu apart.
And get the rotary out.
And get the rotary out.
No, so first things first, Nate's going to start putting in the fuel tank to get that mounted so we can get this thing off the hoist.
Yes.
And then we got to do a little bit of the castle here. We're going to move the Tirana, and then move the Gemini, and then move the Kingswood, and then move the XE out to finally get the donor car in here.
Yes.
And finally let you guys know what the plan is for this XE. And I know we're going to lose half our audience the minute we say what we're doing, and the other half are going to love it. I don't know. It's going to go one of two ways.
Oh man, it's a big engine mount, isn't it?
It is a big engine mount.
I love the gusset.
Big thanks to Jason from Tough Mounts for sending this out to us and helping us out as always. All right, well, you put that in. I'm going to start putting the battery back in the Gemini, so hopefully we can start this thing off its own juice.
All right, I've got to just cut these down.
Perhaps we should that.
The old one was like fully glued on. Ah, that's sense. It's got like that square thing there, and then it's got the nut at the top as well.
All right, well, the Gemini needs to move, and since the Gemini moves under its own steam now, we're going to try and move it under its own steam, but it needs the battery back in it. Oh, look at that beautiful engine bay. Just as good as the XE. What a battery's like. Oh no, battery is now secure, so now she's roadworthy, ready to go. Let's see if she fires, I don't reckon she will. It's fine, you just need to carry starting bars everywhere you go. Let me just get that for you.
Might as well go get a wheel alignment.
I'll take it for red.
Was that the handbrake or the brake?
I'm nearly killed by the box.
That was funny. Oh.
Accelerator pump needs some work. But it drove okay.
Yeah, it looks fine.
Let's go. Alright, well, Gemini's now moved. Fuel tank is now in. Let's get this baby off the hoist.
Yeah. We're going to have to put it on the go jacks because it's way too low to get off.
Is it?
Oh, and this steering box isn't in.
Oh yeah, true.
Okay, what we're going to do before we put the car on the ground, because I know Michael's going to be super impatient and want to put the engine straight from that and swing it
Oh, you
straight
know I want to do
straight
that.
into, even though I wanted to paint a couple of things, but we don't have time for that. So we're going to bolt the engine mounts in now because it's on the hoist and we can
Get to it nice and easy.
We can get to it nice and easy.
So these are made specifically for this conversion. We can't tell you what the conversion is right now, but you'll figure it out in a minute. But these are from Tough Mounts and they're made to suit.
Yeah.
which
We
is
use
pretty
tough
exciting.
mounts in absolutely everything. They are a good mount.
And they are the longest mounts we've ever used. I think it's almost like a crane.
Yeah, it looks like a crane. Like this pretty much has built Melbourne. So, so it says D for dickhead and P for Perry the platypus.
Righto.
So that is P side. So that's it. Oh, they look good. And I painted the strut tops black as well.
They look pretty tough, eh?
They do look tough. Put it on the Go Jacks and get it out of here. Are you ready? Yep. Ready? Yep.
All right, Nathan, the time has finally come.
Now, you guys know that the engine conversion in this car has been going on for a long time on what we're doing. There's literally a 302 sitting over there that we pulled out at a farm. There was many discussions over hard ass, over a lot of beers, and I was talking to a couple of the wrong people at the wrong time, and they just got into my head, and I ended up making the executive decision to do this certain engine swap.
There's been a lot of speculation about what this engine swap's going to be. We opened up the comments saying what do people think it's going to be. Some people have guessed it, some people have been way off. We may have led you guys up the wrong tree for a fair while as well too.
I do want to apologise for that.
It's a bit of fun, and we're going to apologise straight up. I worked really, really hard to try and get a V8 into this thing. I'm sorry to say it's not a V8. It was supposed to be that junkyard 302 there. I couldn't get him across the line. He changed his mind about 6 times over.
I agree. I changed my mind so many times, but at the end of the day, we're not made of money, and this was this decision that I was like, this is where I'm going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah, and it's sort of, when you see it in the moment, you'll probably
hate me.
Even if you hate him, but if you think about it, it makes a lot of sense. Anyway,
do I bring it in?
Shall we bring it in?
Yeah.
Let's do it. That's right. It's the end of the fair lane, as we know.
That's it, everyone. So, I was talking to, I'm just going to name and shame him, Aaron. He has a tunnel vision built XD with a 315 on the back, and it's got a single cam in it, and it was just like, I was in love. And I was like, man, that's it, you know? And then I made the decision to avoid spending 25 grand on building a 302 that's probably going to be slower than this. It was the decision to rip the running gear out of this because it's going to get a turbo 400 and a bigger engine anyways. Why would I put this perfectly good 10-second running gear on the shelf when I have another Ford to dump it in? So the decision was, Michael was up and down, all hard ass. And he finally said, if we're going to do this, we're going to do it. And I was like, I swear to you, this is the last decision, man.
Yeah.
And that is it. So, I am single cam swapping the XE. I'm really excited about it. They just look killer in there. And I think it's just gonna make it an angry, mean car. I don't wanna drag race this car a lot. I do just wanna make this a fun street car, something quick, you know, has a bit of anger to it. And this is a good combo for it. It's the 4-speed. It's getting the diff out of this car. It's getting everything.
Pretty much everything, wiring loom, everything.
Engine, box, Haltech, shifter, tail shaft, everything. Because this car is going to see a whole new combo.
Yes.
So that's the plan.
Yes.
So today we want to pull the box out because the box is going to go down to DTM, just going to freshen up. Tail shaft, diff is going to go straight into this. And we really want to drop the engine in today.
Yeah, if we can drop the engine today, we'll be doing real well. Looking at it now, there's a lot more than what you think there'd be, but
there is a lot more, but the thing is with this engine, the good thing with this car is a lot of the stuff is tied to the engine. Fuel pressure reg, already on the engine. Coolant plumbing lines, already tied to the engine. So doing the swap isn't going to be that bad. There's no power steering.
yeah, so the goal is today, we want to try and get this into, at least just sitting in here by the end of this episode. We are on a time frame because today has been drawn out. It is already 10:45. Like, he's looking at me very disappointed. Oh man, I can't believe we're doing this.
Man, there's a lot there. I don't even know if we're going to get this done.
I just looked at it, I'm like, okay.
We still got to pull trans.
Yeah, but trans we can do half an
Diff.
hour.
Yeah, trans. Yeah, we've got to do trans first.
There's no point delaying it any further. It's time to kill the Fairlane. It is a little bit emotional. I am sad to see this thing get pulled apart because this works so well and we've put so much time and effort into getting where it is, but we know we'll be back in a better form in the future. This is not the death of the Fairlane, not by any means. It is just Fairlane's going to go to sleep for a little while and be put into a corner while Nathan saves his bickies to take this car to a whole nother level. I am excited to see what this does for the XE. So let's say our farewells. Goodbye, old girl. Beautiful thing. And rip this piece of shit apart. The final goodbye.
I had to do it.
The smoke haze has made a really dramatic effect.
I got to admit, Michael, it feels really good that this is finally out there.
Yes, it's a weight off your chest.
Yeah,
you feel better for it.
It is.
Yeah, I feel the same. I'm happy to finally put it out there because the worst bit was I felt really bad when people thought we were putting a Coyote or a Godzilla.
Yeah, I know.
Because then I was like, ooh.
I ain't got no budget for that.
Yeah. I was like, you're going to be so disappointed. All right, we've had to have a little bit of a break because thanks to Nathan's burnout, we filled the factory full of smoke. And you can still see there's still some hovering around, but we need to get into this because we are really short on time. But we're going to start with, we're going to gut down underneath this car, get it all sorted, pull the transmission out separately. We're pretty good at that. We should have that out in about 33 minutes is our record so far.
I think it is, yeah.
Tail shaft, exhaust. Then we're going to come to here and start focusing on ripping this out. The fuel system, this thing will remain. We're not touching the boot fuel system. That will always remain because that works perfectly. That will still be compatible with our next build and still be more than enough for what we're trying to achieve in the next build of this thing, so that will remain. Everything else comes out, wiring included, which I cannot wait for.
Yeah, I cannot wait for that
The
too.
wiring of this thing has always been a bit of a bird's nest. I can't wait to have it clear and start this thing again. Well, let's just get into it. Let's start ripping stuff out, Nathan. Exhaust.
Oh, that is very tough. Oh, man.
So many people that are like, oh, that really want to see that 302 on the bottle go in.
I didn't.
Right now the Fairlane's just in for a general weekly checkup.
Yeah.
Getting the gearbox out.
Yeah, getting the gearbox out. Wow, it's loose. I mean, to be honest, this car has been, what, 3 DCs?
2.5 DCs.
2.5 DCs, sorry. Hard ass, mega amounts of street driving, cold apart many times, heat get many times.
And how many times we nutball checked it?
Never. So, oh god. This car deserves the praise. Imagine a Falcon GL rocking up to the lights and the horn opens up. Okay. How to make your XE go fast.
You want to get it on the go thing? I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to talk about it. Sure, it's fine.
Alright. There we go. Hi, Flywheel.
Good to see you again.
Flying without it.
Alright, well, that is the transmission out.
The transmission and the exhaust.
Yep.
The diff looks a bit more nightmarish, to be honest. This car. We'll get the engine first, that way it's not nose heavy, hey?
Yeah, we're going to pull the engine out now, get that out. We were really hoping to throw it into the XC. I don't know, we're going to look at it to see if there's any work we want to do before we put it in. There might be. We might want to clean it up. We might want to change a couple of things.
Yeah.
I'd hate to throw it in and then realise, oh, we should have.
I think so. I think we'll just hold back. It's going to take 5 seconds to bolt it in the car.
We've been pulling stuff off as we've been going underneath as well too. And the majority is probably unplugged, but there's probably still a lot of woes we're going to get as it comes out. But this engine hasn't been out since the day we put it back in after we rebuilt it. So this will be a big moment.
It is a big moment for this car. Got it? Yep. Oh boy.
Alright, so we've made a discovery. Huh.
That would have been gone for ages, man.
Yeah, that's what happens when your silicon sits on the turbo. On the exhaust manifold.
Dude, what the hell? That's been burnt for ages.
Yeah, okay. That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
No way! No way! That's crazy. I reckon Optima.
Yeah, with the heat.
That is wild.
The reason why that's done that is because it literally sat on top of the exhaust manifold. You can see where it's actually melted to the heat shielding there. That gets super hot, and we have blown that in the past. It's a very poor setup.
Well, hopefully in the XE we can clock this more up.
Yeah.
We can 90 degree it more, and it's not sitting so down. But that's nuts, man.
Yeah. Realistically, we should have had an aluminium bend on that, not silicon.
I think we might weld on a 98.
I think it's the smart thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah, because we want to fix what the issues are now. Clearly a big one.
Imagine, Nathan, if that has been like that for this whole time, and this car could have been running 9s.
Well, then it should be running 8s in the XE. All right.
Lift the wheels off the ground.
I think we can't keep putting off the inevitable.
Yep.
I have to drop the coolant. Wow, there's a lot of coolant in this. That went everywhere.
Oh, it's still gorgeous.
Marco, we haven't seen this engine for 4 years.
I know. I know. Oh man, this reminds me when we put the engine in. I remember the photo of this engine in front of the Fairlane all those years ago.
I do too.
You know exactly what photo I'm talking about, don't you?
Yeah.
Whee!
That's it, baby.
Wow.
This side of the motor is the part that needs to be cleaned up.
Yeah.
But it's bench second combo right there.
It is. Probably even faster if it didn't have a big hole.
Yeah. Oh, what's that loom there? Is that the injector loom?
That's the sensors. That's the oil pressure sensor, and this is for the
Okay, so we can reuse
hole
that.
sensor. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get pins for all this again. You wouldn't think this engine has gone 10 seconds, would you? Oh man, look at this.
Oh my god. I actually I hate looking at this. Does it piss you off?
It's filth. Look at this. For so long we've wanted to get rid of all this. Redo the whole lot. I mean, look, see what I mean by the wiring? Look at it.
It's atrocious.
It's Fairlane, so it's got all these wiring looms in it. It's just not pretty.
The engine hid a lot of the ugliness in this engine bay.
Yeah, it really did. Like, it looked good. The engine looked good in the car, but when you started to go underneath it and you started to deal with like the car itself, it was a bit of a nugget. All right, so what's the plan?
Get this car like back together. The parts that are going to live with this car we'll just throw in somewhere, and then we're going to pull the diff out.
Yeah.
Pull the diff out, and then lay it on the ground and put it into the XE.
And then take that diff and put it back in the fair lane.
Into the fair lane.
So we can get the fair lane off, because then we can put that on the hoist so we can start piecing this all back together.
Exactly right, yes.
Alright, well, bonus on, let's get this diff out. You'd never even know.
Still a 10-second car.
Yeah. Alright, the last remaining member of the fair lane. Also, another item that has had a substantial amount of work done to it as well too.
The diff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we're just putting this diff in the XE, because we know it works. We know it turns the tyres. It's got a true track in it. Really destroying everything out of this car.
Borrowing.
The sway bar looks the same. The only thing is handbrake is very different. Brake lines is different. I mean, making brake lines isn't the end of this world. The only thing is that's like a banjo fitting.
Alright, come on, we haven't got time.
Yeah, I know.
Start ripping this out.
Let's do this.
So we're going to split up. Nathan's going to start pulling this apart. I'm going to start pulling apart the XE. I'm going to apologise. We're probably not going to film a great deal of this because we're going to have to split up.
Yeah.
Let's roll the montage and let's get this done, because the goal is to get this off the hoist, that back on the hoist, and that needs a diff in it to do it. So
Yep, let's do it.
let's do it.
I'd like to make it on the record that I'm doing this shittier job. There's 4 bolts, hold that in.
Are you on the ground?
Oh, this is old school.
Oh, I feel very precious right now, but I missed the hoist. Huh? Well, that makes it easy. I mean, this is still the hardest job. I'm really struggling here.
Oh yeah, it looks like it.
Oh man, Yep, where are those spatters?
Did you already take out the coilovers?
Yeah, man, all over it. You're coming with me. Yeah, you're coming when you're home. Well, I'm done. How you looking? What's taking so long?
Well, it's not fully done up. Literally, it's just the control arms.
Oh, that was easy.
Yeah.
Out your way?
Yeah, out my way on the ground there.
Yep.
Ready?
I always forget how heavy these are. How'd you deal with a 9-inch?
Ah! Yeah. Nah, hang on.
Let's see how we do, eh? If I jack it up, can you pull one in? Top arm in for me? And just like that, it's an LSD. Hang on. Oh, what a downgrade. I'm going back to drum because, you know, these old drum brakes, so you can't beat them.
I'm proper knackered.
Alright, well, we're doing a little bit of a dodgy here. You can see this doesn't fit. So one thing that we've learnt, and Nathan sort of knew this already, but the arms, the lower arms are a lot wider on the Fairlane than what is in the XE. So in the XE it's not a problem because we'll just put a spacer in, we'll show you when we get to that. we'll put a spacer in to make up the gap. But the issue is when we try to put this in, it's too wide. So what we've done is we've put the old XE arm in on that side. We haven't done this side because to get this out, we have to pull the oil cooler out, and we just don't have time or the energy right now. So it's just gonna sit in there dodgily for the minute. Right, well, this car's not going anywhere, let's be honest. Yeah, this has been a slog. And we just found out we need to put the drums back on because the wheels don't do up tight without the drum on there. Drum brake fairlane, eh? All the luxury. First you take the AC, then you take the heater, now you're taking the disc brakes. Why don't you just buy a ZD and be done with it?
Thank God. It's only get 2 nuts.
Okay folks, for the sake of Nathan's sanity, let's hope this car gets on the ground and rolls.
It's hitting me now. I'm a little sad.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's hitting me. Seeing this car in this state, I think you're going to be seeing another soft build pretty soon. So, like I've always said, the auto kills me in this car. I've always wanted a Turbo 400, and the biggest thing from stopping this car seeing its next build is the auto.
Yeah.
They are, a lot of people will know, goddamn expensive. That will literally be the biggest expense of the next rendition of this car, is a Turbo 400. They are like 10 grand plus.
Yep.
And sadly, I don't have 10 grand to spend on an auto.
Yeah.
And then to build the engine. So that's the thing. So the minute an auto is in my hands, and it's the holy grail of autos, trans brake first and second and the lot, then we'll see the Fairlane back on the channel. Hopefully mini tubbed as well.
Yeah.
So, what do you want to do?
That's on the ground. Let's
see if it rolls.
If this doesn't roll, folks, you're about to see a broken man. Oh, is it a neutral?
Yeah, but there's no gearbox. You want to?
There you go.
That's it.
We started with one broken car, and now we have 2 broken cars, Nathan.
Yep.
So is that, have we done better?
No, we're the idiots, really.
Oh, it's pretty exciting though.
I am very excited. Like, this day, like, I've been dreading this day. This is a shit day, honestly. But now that it's done, we can finally just start working on XE. No more Fairlane. We can just worry about the XE.
Yeah.
There's no other worries we've got to worry about.
Little brother's giving to big brother. Well, that's it. I can't remember the last time I've been this knackered working on a car. Trying to get that diff sorted was just really stretching it because we're running short on time.
And the lack of sleep.
Yeah. We really wanted to try and get this engine in, into the XE, but looking at it, there's probably a fair bit more that we want to do this engine before we drop it in. We're probably going to strip it down to a long block to get it in so we don't scratch any of the paint, because we're looking at it now and Nathan's sort of doing the math and it doesn't compute between strut towers. The exhaust manifold might be too wide. And if that happens, that changes a few things. So we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do if we get to that. So,
because I'm pretty sure off memory, that's like 10 mil off that strut tower.
So we're going to have to look at that and see how that goes. So we're not going to risk putting the engine in as it is. We're going to strip it down. And we probably want to go over a few things as well too and clean it up. It is a bit gunky and filthy and whatever. So no point doing all that work and putting in a gunky engine. I really want to stress that I did try and convince him on a V8 over and over again. I was team V8, but we just couldn't get it across the line. So we're going with the 6. It's going to be a quick car. It's going to be insane because this was already a quick car for the land yacht that it was. Now we're putting it into a jet ski. So let's see how it goes. I hope you guys are excited about it as much as we are too, because I know there's a lot of people that want to see Godzilla Coyote, and we would have if someone wanted to fund it. But this is Hackshop Garage. We're doing this on a budget. This is budget, and like we said before, this opens up a lot of opportunities, not just for this car, but for the Fairlane as well too. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 weeks to get this done. We got a lot of work ahead of us.
Big nights. I mean, I've already spent some big nights on this thing. But that's it. Get into it now.
That's it. If you like this episode, and I hope you have, head on over to the website, buy a t-shirt. You can get yourself a Fairlane or a Fastlane t-shirt in memory of the Fairlane, which now is no more. That's why I wore my one today, to commemorate the destruction of the Fairlane. We need a name for the XE now that we know what engine's going into it. We had the Fastlane, what are we going to call the XE? And don't say sexy.
I'm not going to say it. We'll leave it to them to come up with a name.
You guys come up with a name for the XC should be called now.
Alright. Let's go home.
Yeah, let's go home. We need to have a break. See you next week.
It's really handy having a bulk shop like across the road.
It is, very
Because I don't
handy.
have to go there with like one bulk order. I can just, when I'm putting it in, I go, that's ugly, and just go get a new bulk.
Oh, how good
and it
is
only
it?
costs you $3.
I know. How good is it? We're slowly
It's cheaper
rebuilding
than McDonald's.
We're slowly replacing this car one bolt at a time. Have you ever heard of the story of the guy that worked at the Cadillac factory that built himself a Cadillac over 10 years?
It's a Johnny Cash song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But by the time it was finished, it was made of different eras of Cadillac.
Yeah. It's a 49, 50, 51, 52.
Someone was commenting saying that, you know, that the XE was the first car to have a plastic fuel tank?
Yeah.
And they won an award for it.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, they won designer award for it, something like that. And they had to...
Well, I mean, this car's covered in design award stickers.
It is. But that's one of the reasons. But they had to also justify it and prove to officials, I don't know who, that it was safe. So they did drop tests on it to prove that it was safe. Just like our drop test when we pulled it out.
Oh no. That's embarrassing. Oh, you got it. Oh, sorry. It's a bit more like that, hey, for a V.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, wait. Boxer.
Flat floor.
Goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friends. You have been loved.
Alright, I think while we're decommissioning the Fairlane, we should talk about our favourite moments with the Fairlane.
My favourite moment was definitely the trailer skids at Hard Ass.
The trailer skids at Hard Ass. Oh, out in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, that was the funnest thing ever.
I would say my favourite memory would be when you ran the
That's exactly what I was about.
first 10-second pass
Yeah.
at the bend after the tune-up.
Yeah.
Fixed it for you, made you go fast. Like, just seeing it crack the 10-second mark.
I agree.
And I'm going to go again with when we ran the 10-8 on the very last run at the bend when we pushed it to the start line.
Oh yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Because you couldn't get a 10 down all day and then you ran.
I agree with you. That was pivotal moment when everyone was jumping for joy. That was good memories.
When it ran that 10-8 and you launched it like 3-8 off the stall. I remember that. That was awesome. Like,
You trying to make me cry or something? What the hell?
Nah, but I remember when we ran our first 11-second pass at DC. The first pass it ever did was an 11.
It ever did, yeah, the first time drag racing the car.
I think it ran like an 11-8 or something like that.
Yeah, 11.8, and we were stoked to get an 11.
Yeah, I remember that. What's everyone else's favourite memory of the Fairlane?
Oh,
At
yeah.
home. In the comments below, write down what your favourite memory of this car has been.
Sorry, Phil, I don't want to butcher you like this, buddy, but...
Oi, Huey.
Only the done killed me wife and took me bloody son.
It's funny because you kind of look like Butcher.
Oh, wow.
I thought today should be appropriate to wear the fast lane shirt. We should change it from the fast lane to the no lane now.
To the in-dock lane.
Yeah, dry dock.
Did not even know that's what that was for.
Didn't you know that?
No. I pulled it off it and I'm like, what? I did not even Jerry. Did not even know that. That's a great, now that I know that, I've thought of the many times that would have come in handy.
Straight out.
You reckon?
Starting to get ideas now.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think I want to remake it yours.
Well, clearly we need to do something different because it blew out an elbow.
Yeah, that's, I can't believe that, man. I reckon that's been gone for ages.
Yeah, it looks like it from the wear mark on
Yeah.
it. But it just goes to show you, like, that would have been underpowered for a long time.
Yeah.
No wonder you were slow. No wonder I beat you in the...
You didn't beat
the other
me.
day. No wonder I beat you.
You didn't beat me.